How's everyone today? Beautiful souls. So glad to see so many of you on here. Fantastic. Yeah, so thanks, brother. Yeah, I think it's a great idea what you were saying about obviously actually sort of exposing those that seem to be obviously trying to be nefariously jeopardizing or trying to spoil what we're creating, which is so beautiful. And of course, in the new world, I mean, shaming, is more of a measure to obviously deal with people that perhaps aren't operating with their moral compass. I think because obviously that again, it sort of highlights that people that aren't sort of operating with their moral compass, there is some consequence for that, and who wants to be the bully in the room that's been shown to the rest of the world who they are, which would put off others potentially. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. And what I wanted to say was, I had a very very fascinating and interesting conversation with someone who I wasn't expecting. I didn't plan it; it just sort of came up, but I wasn't expecting them to respond in the way that they did. Although I didn't have any doubt in my conversation with them that they may reject it. But that was with my accountant, of all people, for my carpet cleaning business, because accountants are quite well known to be very, let's say, institutionalized. I mean, he's very limited in his thinking. The conversation started completely not about GPMS. We have been working together for the duration of my company for 14 years, so he has a level of respect for me based on our relationship anyway. But it was very interesting. He started asking me questions. Oh, where do you learn about all of this stuff? You seem to know so much about all of this interesting stuff. And then of course I kind of then led fairly quickly into GPMS, and he thanked me at the end of the call because obviously I'd opened his eyes about what some of the plans were about these CBDC, centralized digital currencies, and all the rest of it, and that had obviously raised alarm bells for him. So I said to him, you just go and check out the government website. It's all there. They're talking about it, and that's what they're planning. But unless you actually do your own homework, you're not going to find this stuff out. It's down to you. That's how they see it. They put the information out there, and then obviously that actually, when he had a quick look on the site as we we're talking, he said, "Oh, I'm going to have a look into that," and he was really quite worried about that. But then, of course, giving him GPMS, it was a gift. He actually said, "Well, that's great to see that there's something like this going on." He's actually an Indian from Kenya originally, so his wife is quite a spiritual. Was quite spiritual out of the two of them, but he started to have conversations with someone that is in his family before, who's been sort of encouraging him to start doing meditation and that sort of stuff. So a lot of what I was sharing with him in terms of about consciousness and all that sort of stuff also was kind of touching on the same things. But it was just interesting because it just shows that there's many people that again you might not expect to be ready for this, that are going to be, and the ones that actually, of course, are awakening to the truth. They have their other holdups, and they have their other things that are stopping them. So again, really, the holdups in, I would say, I mean, we see the numbers growing greatly and beautifully across India and the Philippines, and Thailand have obviously done amazing as well. It's all been done largely offline, really, though, that in those areas, I think, and that's a real testament to show how important, again, it will be going forward, to try and sort of really see where we can actually try and start moving things forward, to actually trying to connect more and more people within the different regions where the numbers are growing. But it's great to see that. I mean, I'm seeing that in the UK, the numbers are growing steadily. I mean, for the last several months, at least 6 months, I think, probably on average, at least sort of 10 consents every couple of weeks or so, or something of that nature, which is a consistent growth, which wasn't there for a long time, before. So we're definitely seeing some very, very amazing things going on with that. It is on the micro. And obviously, as we get those numbers up, of course, there's all the more people that are joining us and sharing it, and so that obviously does have a relevant impact in terms of how rapidly we're going to get to that point of going really, really viral with it online. But I think, Yeah, offline is definitely the way forward, you know, because of course there is no censorship there. Again, once we get those things going, and the year of 2024 is the year where it's all going to happen. It's really going to happen because more and more people are getting sick and tired of how things are going. And back to the accountant, I mean, the reason why he's actually a stressed person. He's very stressed, like, you know, with his job. And I really get a sense that he'd actually, although what we're talking about would completely eliminate a need for his kind of current, you know, skill set in terms of what he has been doing, he would actually be more than happy to give that up and spend more time with his family and contributing in other divine ways, you know. And there's a lot of people out there like that who are very exhausted, you know, with things. So, yeah, we are going to come across people that are, you know, going to reject it, and there's many different reasons why people may do that. You know, of course, there's ones that actually can be quite interested on the surface, but when they come in and they have a look at a little bit deeper, there'll be certain things that might not resonate with them because, of course, we are providing a re-educational process, and it's so broad that some people are ready to receive some of that information they see, but they're not ready to receive other parts of it. And so, just by hearing certain other things that just do not resonate because they have, it really goes against what their current sort of understanding of reality is. That in itself could be something that will create a hindrance for them at this point. So yeah, it's all good. Everything's happening. It's all moving forward. I just thought I'd share that positivity because I think it is relevant. It's really important to know that there's lots of people out there that are ready, ones that are awakening and ones that haven't really awakened that much, you know, at all, but are still ready, you know, when it's given to them. So yeah. Anything else anyone want to chip in on that? Add to that? Thanks, brothers and sisters.